Hello, welcome to Business Statistics. In this lecture, I will talk about pair difference using Minitab Express. Here is our question. Paul has two coffee shops located within 20 miles of each other. Paul wants to compare the average daily food sales of the two coffee shops. To do so, Paul randomly selects 10 days over a 6-month period. The results are in the table below. So here is the data which we obtained. So the first question is, the owner wants to know if there is evidence of difference between average daily food sales of the two restaurants, and we wanted to test using significance level, which is alpha of 0.01. So to do hypothesis testing, the first thing is we have to define the difference, which is coffee shop 1 minus coffee shop 2 for paired difference. So we can also do coffee shop 2 minus coffee shop 1. So we can choose to do the difference as coffee shop 1 minus coffee shop 2 or coffee shop 2 minus coffee shop 1. So in our case, we will choose coffee shop 1 minus coffee shop 2. So the mean of the difference is equal to 0. That means that's our null hypothesis. That means there is no difference between coffee shop 1 and coffee shop 2 in sales. Our alternative is mu d not equal to 0. That means there is a difference between coffee shop 1 and coffee shop 2. So to solve these problems, especially with Minitab, we usually look at p-value, which is if it is less than alpha, that is our significance level. In this case, it's 0.01. We reject H null. So let's take this data set and solve this problem by using Minitab. So I will copy this data into Minitab, and then this is our coffee shop 1, and this is our coffee shop 2. So now we go to statistics and then two samples. So we are comparing two samples, that's why we are going to two samples. Pair T. So we are pairing them. So then it says each sample is in a column. So for our problem, it's in a column. We might have like the other option is summarized difference. So if you have a summarized data, then you select that option. So sample 1, I will select coffee shop 1. Sample 2, I will select coffee shop 2. And now if you see, it's doing mean difference as mean of coffee shop 1 minus coffee shop 2. So that is what we wanted, right? Our difference D here is coffee shop 1 minus coffee shop 2. And then our alternative is not equal to 0, which is our alternative hypothesis. If you see, mu d not equal to 0. And then we wanted a significance level of 0.01. That means our confidence interval will be 99%. So I will click now OK. So we got this descriptive statistics first. For coffee shop 1, we have 10 samples. N is 10. The mean is 6495.6. The standard deviation is 1961.1. The standard error is 620.2. So this is only for coffee shop 1. For coffee shop 2, the sample size is 10 and the mean is 7743.8 and the standard deviation is 2058.8 and the standard error is 651.1. So now it's giving us the paired difference, that is coffee shop 1 minus coffee shop 2. How does those values look? The mean is negative 1248.2. so let me copy this entire data into the Word such that I can explain you better. So here is our data which I copied from Minitab. Now it says our mean for the paired difference is negative 1248.2. So it's a negative value. That means coffee shop 1 minus coffee shop 2 gives us a mean of negative value. So that means coffee shop 2 might have larger numbers compared to coffee shop 1. The standard error is 434.44. The standard error mean is 137.4 and 99% confidence interval is negative 1694.6 comma negative 801.8. so this one is the lower bound. Negative 1694.6 is the lower bound and the upper bound of the difference is negative 801.8. So as we discussed, the test says p-value is less than 0.0001. so here if you see p-value less than alpha, we reject H null. So our p-value is like point 0.0001. This is the maximum our p-value can be. So is this less than 0.01? Is this statement true? So this statement is true, as 0.0001 is less than 0.01. So this is a true value. That means we reject H null. So the other way of looking at this is we can look at the confidence interval. Both are negative values. So if you see, that means our lower bound and upper bound, that means our difference value mu d will lie between negative 1694.6 and negative 801.8. so clearly if you can understand that coffee shop 2 have higher values compared to coffee shop 2. So our conclusion would be there is a difference. So there is a difference because we reject H null. There is a difference between average daily sales, and we can say that coffee shop 2 has higher sales value compared to coffee shop 1. So that's the conclusion we can make from this. Now again we have another problem where they're asking to calculate 95% confidence interval for the difference in restaurant sales. So I can go to the same Excel, same Minitab Express, and then go to two samples, pair T, coffee shop 1 I will select, coffee shop 2 I will select. In options I will use 95% confidence level, so and then click OK. So again, if you see, we got p value which is 0.0001, which is less than alpha, so we reject H null, and our 95% confidence, both the values are negative. That means coffee shop 2 should have larger values compared to coffee shop 1. So this kind of concludes our lecture on paired mean, paired difference using Minitab Express. Thank you.